Hello everyone, I'm Professor Bill Winters and I teach in the Communications and Media Arts program here at WCC. I teach mostly production classes, TV Production 1, TV Production 2, radio production, announcing, and understanding mass media. If you're new to the school, welcome. If you're a returning student, well, welcome back. My classroom is in the Academic Arts Building, room 222. And my office is in the back of the classroom, room 222A. You want to see me, usually I have office hours scheduled around my classes, either just before a class or just after a class. You can also come in any afternoon and occasionally in the morning, and I'll be in my office and you can just stop by and we can discuss whatever you'd like to discuss. A little background of mine. I started at WCC, like you, as a student way back in the mid-1960s. I was looking at that time to get into the radio business. I thought that would be kind of fun, but WCC didn't have a communications program or a radio course of any kind, so I ended up majoring in electrical technology. After graduation, I went up to the University of Bridgeport, where I got my bachelor's degree in, of all things, I hate to say the M word in front of a bunch of communication students, but I majored in mathematics. And then I went down to NYU Steinhardt School, where I got my master's degree in communications. While I was a student here at WCC, we started something called the Radio Club. We broadcast from the top floor of the Student Center all the way downstairs to the lounge and cafeteria. But that Radio Club evolved into WARY FM. And when I came back to the college in the mid-1970s as a teacher, WARY was already on the air, and I became the faculty advisor, and I've been the faculty advisor to WARY ever since. So if you're interested in joining WARY, or the Viking News, or I guess it's just the Viking now, or the Video Club, or any other clubs on campus, I'd be glad to talk to you about those. And also you can earn internship credit working at those institutions, or you can go off campus and work at really anything in the media. You can go to a cable company or a radio station, a newspaper, wherever you want, and you can earn credits towards your degree by interning. So you want to think about doing an internship, come and see me as soon as you can, and I'll explain to you, how we have it set up and how you go about it. As far as seeing me about other things, again, my office is right in the back of this classroom. So come on back and we can talk about, basically anything that you'd like. A couple of important rules about my classes. You're allowed to have 6 hours of cuts in all of my classes because they're 3 credit classes. So you're allowed to have 6 hours of cuts. So if you miss a day where it's a 1-hour class, you get 1 cut. If you miss a day where it's a 2-hour class, you get 2 cuts. And of course, if you miss a 3-hour day, it's 3 cuts. Now, I don't punish you for going overcut. Some professors do, and you have to be careful of this. They might lower your grade. I don't do that. But I do have a little bit of an unusual attendance policy. I actually reward you for not taking cuts. Let me explain that a little bit. Right now, everybody sitting in this room, I have given you 6 extra points to add into your final grade. That's the 6 hours of cuts that you're allowed to take. If you don't take any of those 6 hours, you'll get those 6 points added into your final average. So if your final average is an 80 at the end of the semester, that's a B, I'd give you 6 points, you'd go up to 86, which is a B+. So you moved up half a letter grade that way. Sometimes the way the numbers fall, let's say you had an 87 average and you again earn 6 points extra, you'd go up to 93, so you'd go from a B+ to an A. So it just depends on how the numbers are, where you end up. But I like to reward you for being here rather than punish you for not being here. So that's my attendance policy. Now, as far as homeworks are concerned, each class has a different number of homeworks and a different number of assignments. For instance, the TV production class uses the workbook for its assignments. The Understanding Mass Media are assignments that you just write. But if they're not handed in on time, you're going to lose 20 points on an assignment. And the way I judge on time, let's say I schedule the assignment to be due on Wednesday. I might not read them until over the weekend or Friday. So let's say it's over the weekend. You don't have your assignment on Wednesday, but if you get it into me by Thursday or Friday, when I take it home, it'll be in the pile, and that's what counts. When I start to correct all the homeworks for your class, if your assignment is there, it's on time. If it's not there, it's late and you lose 20 points. Now, the other thing is I don't want you to be handing in assignments at the end of the semester and expect to get full credit. I'll barely give you any credit, but I will make note that you did hand it in. But a week or two after it's due, that's about my limit. So try and get them in as soon as you can if they do happen to be late. Now, as far as exams are concerned, most of the classes have 3, 4, or 5 exams during the semester. If you miss an exam, it's a 0. No excuses accepted. You're not there, you don't take the exam, it's a 0. But I do drop an exam at the end of the semester. So if you miss one exam, you're okay, because that one will be just drop. If you don't miss any exams and you take all 3 or 4 or 5, depending on the class, then the lowest grade will get dropped at the end of the semester. So even if you didn't prepare, didn't study, you're probably still better off coming in and at least taking it. Maybe you get a 50 on it, or maybe you do better than you think and still get a passing grade, but that lowest grade will be dropped at the end of the semester. So homeworks are penalized by 20 points if you're not there or handed in late. Exams one is dropped and all the others will count. I have to take attendance every day. It's part of the state regulations. So I will call attendance every day and I will keep track of how many times you've been out. But again, it doesn't really matter to me. You paid your tuition. You can come as often or as little as you like. One tip though, a lot of the things, most of the things that I go over in class, whether I'm showing video or playing audio tapes or discussing topics with you, those topics, those videos, that audio is going to end up on one of your exams. So if you're not here, you're not going to hear that, and then you probably will get it wrong on the exam. I try not to go over every single thing in the book. You can do that on your own. So, buy the book and read it is part of what you're supposed to do for a class. So, but I try to embellish those topics and bring in tapes that are examples of what the textbook is talking about. So that's how I like to do my class. Welcome questions. Just stick up your hand or yell out "Professor," and I'll try and answer them at any time that I can. And that's pretty much, I guess, the general rules for my classes. Now what I'll do is come out live and talk to you specifically about the class that you're sitting in. Thanks for your attention. Good luck this semester.